caricature. Over the last 3 years, Kenya's Deputy President, William Samoei Ruto, has introduced a new form of ethic in our society. By a new form of ethic, I mean a new way to be regarded as a good person and a new way to be regarded as a bad person. Through his hustler narrative, Ruto has convinced his followers that to be poor is to be good, to be poor is to be moral, to be poor is to be oppressed, whereas to be rich, and by rich I'm referring to be a person who is rich and who does not agree with his narrative, is to be bad, is to be the oppressor. So today we're going to look at the impact that Ruto's hustler narrative has had on the Kenya's public psyche, and we'll also seek to answer the question whether Ruto is the political messiah that we need to vanquish those bad rich people whom he has dubbed the Dynasty and to lead us to his utopia. It is true that Kenyans cannot afford to live in the country that they were born in. Even those who've gone to university and they have degrees hardly find jobs, and when they do, they're paid peanuts. Ruto has come in on the scene and he is promising that once elected, he will reward us with government and social largesse. He has presented himself as a political messiah who will vanquish the dynasty. And by dynasty, he means those bad, rich people who are born in the clouds and who live in the clouds. And he's telling us that people who are born in the clouds and live in the clouds cannot understand the predicament of us who are born on earth and live on earth. However, the hustler narrative has had some negative impact on our public psyche. By public psyche, I mean how we understand ourselves and each other. The narrative has convinced us, ordinary Kenyans, that we are victims. And everyone knows that in life, as long as you believe that you're a victim, you're not able to overcome your challenges and succeed. So, Ruto, being the Deputy President of Kenya, he is essentially the second most powerful person in our country. When he comes to us and tells us that there are some rich, powerful people who are stopping us from succeeding in life and who we cannot fight against without his help, he is obviously damaging our self-esteem and making us feel like we are defeated. There's nothing we can do. The second impact is that the hustler narrative has made envy look like a good thing. By telling us, poor ordinary Kenyans, that there are some rich people who are bad, he has made it okay for people to be envious. And one good example of how bad envy can be is the frequent occurrence of boda operators beating up ordinary Kenyan citizens just because they own a car and they got into a slight altercation with them. That is greed. When greed becomes normalized, When greed becomes justified, it becomes very harmful to a society. And it's no wonder the Bible says greed is like rottenness in the bones. Greed will rot our society. It will make it hard for people from different segments of our society to work together, which is what we need to do in order to build our nation. The other impact that the hustler narrative has had on our psyche is encouraging the silly syndrome. We all remember that lady in Kisumu or wherever it was who kept saying, oh, serikali nisaidia.
Imeenda na maji yote na bwana yangu sijui alitoka ameenda wapi. Niko tu na watoto peke yangu. Serikali tafadhali. Niko saidi mbaya kabisa. Hakuna hata pale nitaenda na kulalia hata watoto. Vitu yote imeenda na maji ya serikali. Kama unaweza kunisaidia, unisaidie pali pa kuenda leo.
That's what the hustler narrative is teaching us to do. Ruto is not telling us that to solve our economic inequality by working with each other. Ruto is pointing to himself and the government that he will create if elected as what will solve our problem. It's interesting that he is opposing the BBI on the grounds that it will make the government bigger. But in reality, his hustler narrative is also encouraging us to look to the government for solutions. And once we do that, the obvious result will be there will be a need for more government bureaucrats to solve the problems of every Kenyan. So Ruto's narrative is not helping us. If anything, it's only pointing us to the government as a solution for all our problems. In the Gospel according to Luke chapter 12, there's a story of a man who approached Jesus and asked him to convince his brother to share his inheritance with him. But in response, Jesus asked the man, who has made me judge over you? Jesus went on to rebuke the man for being covetous of for coveting what his brother had. And he went on to say that the fulfilled life does not come from material things. As Kenyans, we shouldn't look for a particularly perfect politician to lead us out of our problems. We have real problems, but neither the government nor a politician will solve our problems. Instead, we should encourage ourselves by the fact that we have it so much better. Our generation is enjoying a higher quality of life than even that which our parents enjoyed, and definitely a better quality of life than our grandparents, our great-grandparents, and everyone who came before that. So instead of complaining and being envious, we should use the resources that we have to make a good life for ourselves. Do you agree with the hustler narrative? Do you think that some rich people who are hindering you from reaching your full potential? Or do you agree with my perspective that as a Kenyan, we have what it takes to solve our own problems? Let me read from you in our comment section below. Also, please like this video, regardless of whether you agree or not. Like it and share with your friends. See you in the next video.